I'm here with Scott Kester. Scott, if you could take a second and introduce yourself to our fans, that'd be great.
My name is Scott Kester. I'm the one of the concept designers on Borderlands and Borderlands2.
All right, could you tell me a little bit more about kind of your part in Borderlands and what you've been involved with the new game?
In the last game and in this game, I'm primarily I designed these guys. I designed the main characters, visuals, some enemies, environments, and things like that. So I take a lot of the ideas and design, like from a high level. This guy's gonna use dual wield guns. So I'll take, like, for Salvador, and I'll go, okay, well, we'll create a character that is this living embodiment of guns. So I'll put the visual to what that words on paper are. So
awesome. And what's been kind of the challenges with having really memorable characters from the first game and trying to create new characters here with the second game?
It is kind of difficult because people got really attached to the last cast, and when we were going into this sequel, we knew that we were going to make some people upset that they couldn't be Brick or whoever was their favorite character. But we just decided, hey, it's a sequel, we're just going to go for it. And I said, if I was going to make new characters, which I wanted to do anyway, I just really wanted them to be memorable and have unique silhouettes and shapes. And there's some pressure to it, but hopefully the fans will enjoy these guys just as much as they did the last ones, if not more.
And obviously, all the characters, you can see them here behind us, are awesome. But is there one that's kind of your favorite that you're going to be lining up to play that one first?
Zero. Zero is just like, I think growing up in the 80s, I had this sort of Snake Eyes obsession, and he's kind of our Snake Eyes. He's this sort of man of mystery, kind of this ninja, has this really interesting skills, and he and Salvador, the Gunzerker, are kind of my two personal favorites, not only in visuals, but the way they play as well. So.
And is there another sniper, like a Mordecai type character in this one? Because that was my favorite from the first one.
Well, then Zero will be that guy. He can actually be played as like a straight up sniper, or he can go more close. He's kind of a long distance and a close range fighter. So if you really love Mordecai, you're gonna find a lot to like with Zero.
So I just finished playing, and some of the levels, like the enemies, were just visually beautiful. Like, what did you guys do to kind of make that come alive a little bit more and have more variance in how they looked and some of the elements around them?
Yeah, we learned a lot when we made the last game, and we knew going into this we wanted a lot more variety of creatures and just enemies in general. So we thought about what kind of combat we wanted to see. We have a gameplay designer, Ruben Cabrera. He'll have this thought. I want this thing that kind of comes out of the ground and has tentacles. It's kind of like a squid. So we'll take those ideas and we'll try to create visuals to them. But when we actually make the models, we do it in a way that we can change the colors of them. We can make them bigger, thicker, scale them larger, add attachments, catch them on fire, on and on and on. So we try to get as much variety out of everything we put in there, not just in the combat, but in the way they look. So it doesn't feel like you're just shooting the same thing the entire game.
And in terms of DLC, obviously the first game had a ton of DLC. You guys said that you'd had a lot of add-ons to make it easier to do this time around. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, when it comes to the first time we did DLC, it was the first time we as a company had done that. But we really wanted to make sure that let's do DLC right. Let's give the people like something worth their money, and thankfully it was well received. And going into this one, we haven't really got to that point yet. But I mean, we have some thoughts. But yeah, we built the game in a way from the back end that gives us a little more flexibility when we get to the DLC component of that. Which, I mean, we haven't even announced it, but we know going towards the future, we want to make sure that if we're going to do it, we're going to support it right. So we're hoping that once again we'll continue that same sort of, but if not better, like the reputation we have for our DLC. So I mean, we're not really doing it right now. Where it's something though, as the game starts to ramp down and we're getting into certification, we'll really start putting a lot more of our mind share towards what we could or couldn't do with that. So
awesome. And you guys at home, if you want to play the games coming out in September, the line here at PAX has been about 6 to 8 hours. Are you surprised by the reception of people here at PAX to play the game?
Yeah, I mean, the first game was such a gamble for us. It was this role-playing game, it was this shooter, it was this weird amalgamation of things. We weren't sure how people were going to respond to it, and they went over well. And then we came here going, well, we'll just see. And then like, holy cow, like everybody wants to play this, and we've had so much crazy, positive, good press that I'm just so humbled by the whole experience, and just want everyone to know that, like the last game, that we're making this for you guys. I mean, it's for the fans, and it's for us to enjoy, but it's just a game that is really dear to us, and I hope that this is just, the love here has been fantastic. So
Yeah, well, I can say it's very well deserved. The first game was one of my favorites. I'm really looking forward to the second one. Really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. If there's anything else, I want to give a shout out to our fans here. Just leave it for you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this game is for you guys, and we've listened to a lot of that feedback. We really try to interact a lot with our community, and we try to implement as much of that as we can. So as much as this is ours, it's your guys. So we really hope you enjoy it.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. Again, I'm Flying Age Tequila.